Mike.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thanks. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Thanks for being part of this new interview series that we're doing at UMEI. We realize UMEI has been part of so many lives, and it's important to understand how UMEI may have impacted your life. It's not only important to connect with UMEI grads, but it is also important information for potential and current students. Thanks for being here. Remember, this is just a conversation. So, to start it off, when did you go to UMEI?
I began in grade 9 in 2002 and graduated grade 12 8 years ago in '06.
Okay. So if you can think back to that time, what could you say is your most vivid memory of the school, of your time and your experience there?
I'm not sure I have one that's more vivid than the rest or that really stands out for me. But I can tell you that some of my best memories of my teenage years happened in that building. I made a whole bunch of friends at UMEI, and we just had ridiculous amounts of fun between classes and during spares. And as hard as it might be for prospective high school students to believe, I just had a ton of fun in class as well. UMEI is known for having some of the most charismatic and quirky teachers around, and it's just the student's dream. So the academic side of things was always really enjoyable as well. With our music teacher bursting into song without warning, or pumpkins exploding outside of the science lab, there was never a dull moment. So
Sounds like there was a lot of awesome interaction there and cool opportunities.
oh, for sure.
So you said you made a lot of friends at UMEI. Are you still friends with any of these to this day, and do you still hang out with them?
Oh yeah. My core group of friends right now is definitely all the people that I went to school with. We're very close knit still. See them on a very regular basis, every couple of days, and we all do a lot of stuff together still. So with the addition of a few friends that we've met along the way, yeah, we're all sort of still the same group, and it's great.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. So how do you think UMEI shaped you?
Well, UMEI definitely played a big role in who I am today. First of all, being surrounded by so many caring and supportive friends and teachers with good values at UMEI definitely allowed me to strengthen my own values and to be who I wanted to be myself. I think one thing that really sets UMEI apart from the rest of the schools around is that there's really not the same pressure at UMEI to follow the herd or to be like other people. So that was really nice. Another thing is that UMEI obviously offers a great education to people, and that meant that when I graduated grade 12, I was completely prepared for my undergrad studies. I was a little bit nervous and uncertain when I graduated about how I would manage in undergrad and later in law school. But I was pleasantly surprised when I got there at just how well I was able to manage, and it's definitely all thanks to the work ethic and the study habits that I picked up at UMEI.
Yeah, so it sounds like UMEI definitely gave you the opportunity to kind of develop and become a leader, and you carry that on to university, so that sounds great.
Yeah.
So that leads me to my next question. What are you doing now? What's going on in your life right now?
Well, I'm currently a practicing lawyer at Sawatsky Balzer in Leamington, a law firm that was actually started by my grandpa, who also happens to be a UMEI grad. I think he was probably in the first couple of graduating classes. On my spare time, like I said, I spend a lot of time hanging out with the same people that I met at UMEI. And every now and then when I have the chance, my wife and I enjoy traveling the world.
Oh, where have you gone recently?
Most recently to Spain.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
It was great.
So let's say that you're talking with potential students or potential parents, and they're on the fence about whether or not they should have their education at UMEI. What would you say to them?
Yeah, I would tell them not to hesitate. Definitely, the time that I spent at UMEI was one of the highlights of my life and one of the best decisions I've ever made. I honestly, can't really imagine what I might have missed out on had I not gone there. Not only did I receive a quality education there, but I made so many lifelong friends who I might not have otherwise met. Along that same line, I think that it's important for prospective high school students to realize that going to high school doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to lose any friends that you've made in elementary school. I had a few really good friends when I used to go to MD Benny, and we went our separate ways for a couple of years, but now we're all still really good friends. And those people that I met in elementary school are now actually hanging out with the group of friends that I made at UMEI. So, close friends stick together. And the great thing about you going to UMEI is that you just make that extra group of friends who are lifelong friends. So it's definitely worth it. So for those reasons, I definitely recommend to everyone that they go to UMEI, and at the very least to give it a shot to see how they like it.
Yeah, I imagine once you try UMEI that you stick with it for those 4 years for the obvious reasons that you've mentioned today from your experience.
That's the trick. Yep, yeah. Get in there and they won't leave.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Mike.
Of course.
And your candid answers.
You're very welcome.
Well, have a good evening.
You too.
And take care.
See ya.